Alright, welcome back. And here is what we might do now is creating your reports. And looking back at our metrics we created, okay, we can look at sales by region or by city and then create a report. Okay, and here is what we might do is to choose a visual, and then we want to check for sales by region, and then we can check the region. As you can see, automatically Power BI is going to assign it to y-axis, which is for dimension, and we can add the total sales we created, and then you can see the visual we choose, or we can add, first let's make it quite big, and we just want these particular visuals for this page only. And then let's say we want to do a stack together region, and we can have states. That's quite messy. And let's compare the cities and see what our data. Okay, it's quite messy. Let's not add the city, or we can do it alternatively. Let's say we can say by city. Okay, I think this is quite better for our report. And what we can do now is to format our visuals, and what we want to do, in case you don't have the format visual options, you can just navigate to the right panel where we have formats. But if you have your formats, let's say you have your formats at the top here, you can just choose formats. In case you don't have it, you can see it aligned to the right side here, so you can click on formats. You're not supposed to talk, I'm recording. Alright, in case you don't have it, you are going to see it on the right side, so click on formats. And then what we want to do first is to work on the title. Then I want my title to be quite big, let's say 6 for the heading, and I want to choose my font, which is Sergio semi-bold. Okay, so you can increase the font size. Next is make it align to the center, and you can also change reformat it. Okay, now I have taken off the underscore we have there. Okay, so I'm good with the title, and we can work on the spacing. I don't want it to be quite, oh, that's fine. So let's just leave it as default. 5 is fine. And now on the y-axis, let's go and format. I want it to be Sergio semi-bold as well. and then I want the colors to be black, and then you can increase the text size so as it will be visible for one to see. And now we are good. Okay, and then we want the title to be on. Now we can choose for the title to be Sergio semi-bold also, and then just leave it as default, and then work on the x-axis. On the x-axis we want the value to be Sergio semi-bold, and then we can change the color to be quite black and increase it to make it a bit visible. Okay, and we are good. Now close. Okay, so we are done with the title, and then I don't want grid line, so I can turn off grid line. Okay, for the bar you can change whatever color you want, or enter your hexacode. Okay, so I'm just going to use one simple color, which is, let's say, this blue. I don't know what kind of blue is that, but let's check the hexa color here. Okay, we have it to be, so you can just type in the hexa code of this color and then use the same color as me. Okay, we are good with color now, and then let's proceed to layout. Okay, so we are good with the layouts. There's nothing to change there, and we want data label, so we can enable data label, and for the value, you can increase the size of our text and then make it semi-bold. Then we can change the color. I think I should use black, which is more visible. Okay, now the color is fine, and you can customize your background if need be, but I'm going to leave it as default. Okay, now close the tabs. Now let's format the plots background. So let's say we have an image. For example, you can browse your image locations and then add an image to the background. Okay, or you want to add a reference line depending on, Okay, so let's check by row. So bar color, let's say we want to okay, so there's nothing to do there. So let's go to styles and size. Okay, here you can also change your background. Let's say if we add black to bad, or we can, let's say um, let's say like brown, or you can have it to be depending on the options you like, so you can just choose different options. Okay, in this case I think I should stay. Oh, I'm lacking options at the moment. I think I'll stick with this background. And okay, let's work on the transparency. I'm going to increase the transparency. Okay, alright. Now we are good with this. And as you can see, one more thing, I think title is quite a bit small for the header. Let's increase the size a little. Okay, and that is fine. And we can close these panels to visualize our first report, and then we can rename our page. Double click on it to edit. Then we can call this sales by cities. Sales by cities. Oh, I think the total sales there didn't make sense, and we can format our visual one more time. Let's say the title, let's take out the total sales and then make this a title case. Okay, I think this is quite okay. And let's see if we make it bold. Not quite good. So check that. You can still increase a little. Okay, so this is fine now. And I can close the format tab. So we are good with this visual. Next, we can create another visual, which is if you look back at your metrics. Now we are going to do sales by products. You can repeat a few visuals if you like, and in this case let's say I want to use a stack together column, and then we are going to add our products to the y-axis, and then select total sales. Okay, I think this is fine, so we can close and readjust it. And then we format once more. Title, I'm going to take out the total sales, which is sales by products. Make it center, increase the font size. Okay, you can choose your font type. Let's say Sergio Bold, and we are good with the title. I can close this pane, and then on the y-axis I want to make it bold. Okay, and change it to Sergio semi bold. Oh, that's quite okay. I think it's fine now. Then change the color. Alright, so we can have for the y axis. Oh, it's not showing, so let's close. And for our value, we can make it black, and then try to increase the size to make it a bit visible, and change your fonts to be Sergio semi bold, and leave everything as default. Now scrolling down, we don't need the grid line. Let's turn off the grid line, and sorry, I meant to turn off the grid line. Alright, no grid line. Okay, we are good with the y-axis. So what we want to do next is data label. We can turn on data label, and then format data label a little. Okay, let's see for title. Nope, let's take that out, and just for value only, let's see. Okay, and we can increase the size, change the color to be black, increase the font size. Okay, this is quite better. Okay, and let's see our layout. What do we have? Multi-line and center, so just leave everything as default. So no much to change here. Next is just close the tabs, and what we want to do next is to go to our size and style, and let's say we want our padding to be decreased a little, and then on the left side. Okay, and I think this is fine now. Okay, if you like the shadows, you can turn on the shadow, but in this case it's not necessary. Okay, and one more thing we need to do is background color. There's a color I use just now. Okay, there it is. Or rather, let's just make this to be white and not changing anything. And so here comes to the end of these sessions. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.